something seems to be going on with the number of really higher end homes being sold in Utah. Guys, how's it going? It's Christopher McGee. I'm the owner of Halcyon Real Estate. We are affiliated with the Keller Williams Market Center in Salt Lake City, Utah. Today is the 24th of November, 2025, and this is the numbers, the nuances, where you come weekly in order to know exactly what Utah's housing market is looking like right now. As always, I'll give you my brief, nuanced opinion of what the market looks like, and then I'll switch over to showing you the data with charts with the numbers plotted right off the MLS from the beginning of the previous quarter to present, so that you can see how things trend over that time period. Let's jump right in. So just a couple of quick things to mention before I jump into the numbers this week, and that is, A, our market is moving really in a way that we would expect for the time of year. Each metric is really going the direction that we would seasonally expect it to. Also, we're all happy to know when interest rates come down, as long as they don't come down unsustainably, right? And they did jump down almost a 0.5 percentage point to today from where we were last week at this time. And then interestingly, something seems to be going on with the number of really higher end homes being sold in Utah compared to the number of average or median priced homes in Utah being sold on a given week. And we'll look at that in the numbers as well. So let's jump right into the numbers. Okay, so here's where things are in the Utah housing market as of today, 11/24/2025. Our current inventory stands at 12,832 available homes on our market in Utah. That's down from last week, trending down. This is exactly what we expect for this time of year. Last week, our average days on market jumped up to 75. That's up sharply from the previous week, but that is also trending in the direction that we expect for this time of year. Things stay on the market a little longer. Last week, the average list price came to $772,013. That is up from the previous week. This is trending mildly up. Now, this is the funny one. Last week's average sold price came to almost $3 million. It was $2,822,517 was our average sold price last week. Normally, average sold price comes in roughly 10 to 20K under average list price. And that is the typical experience of buying a home. And it's important to remember that average list price is the average list price of homes on the market last week. Average sold price is the average sold price of homes that sold last week. So it's not the same set of homes we're looking at. We didn't have homes listed at 700 something K that then sold at nearly 3 million. That's important to understand, okay? But when we zoom out and over a longer period of time, we look at those two numbers compared to each other, we get an idea of roughly what percentage of list price homes are actually selling for. And it's about 98 to 99%. When there's a more than typical number of the higher end homes being sold on a given week, it pulls this average sold price way up. And that's what does that to this number. So last week, there must have been a lot more than usual higher end homes sold in Utah, and that's what pulled this number up. And so now when we look at the difference between average list price and average sold price for last week, that difference comes to $2,050,504. And this is the third point on this graph, covering from the beginning of the third to present in our fourth quarter, that shows this kind of high point in the just high in the sky data for average sold price. And this is suggesting a slightly disproportionate number of people buying higher end homes in Utah than is generally typical compared to the actual average or median price points of homes. All right, and the median sold price of homes in Utah last week came to $549,900, so basically $550, which is up a bit from last week, but obviously it's not the average price point of $772,000, and it's definitely not the last week's sold price point of nearly $3 million. Last week, the number of homes that sold came to 546. That is up from the previous week, but clearly trending down as we expect for this season. Number of homes currently under contract comes to 4,769. That's down from the previous week, also trending down overall as we expect for this season. Last week, the number of price reductions that hit homes that are actively on the market came to 1,104. That's down from the previous week on this vector. This is trending down as well. Last week, the number of listing contracts that were either canceled, expired, or withdrawn from the MLS came to 470, up a touch from the previous week. This is overall trending mildly up. That is typical for this season as well. And last but not least, interest rates for a 30-year fixed rate conventional loan comes to about 6.32%. That's our national average. So that's down significantly, as I expected, from where we were last week at this time, after a week of economic data from the shutdown that we got. And that is it for this week, guys. Some interesting stuff. It'll be interesting to see if we keep getting these high spikes in the number of higher end homes that are sold. It is very interesting to see the number of times. I don't think ever in the history of the time that I've been recording these numbers have I seen 3 different spikes of what our average list to average sold price looks like, with the number of higher end homes being sold over what's typical on any given week. I've never seen 3 spikes like that on one chart. But as always, if you have any questions about any of the information I'm putting out here, feel free to hit me in the comments. I'm going to be happy to respond as always. If you or anybody you know is moving to Utah, especially to Utah County, Salt Lake County, or Davis County, I hope you're comfortable reaching out to me. I think it's clear that I know this market well. I'm going to be happy to help you out. Make sure you know what is happening next in your transaction. Make sure you get professional help that's buttoned up and experienced. And of course, if this is the kind of data that you're interested in keeping up on, and the best time to keep up on it, by the way, is if you're looking at buying and or selling a home in the near future, you want to know what our right now data is. That helps you make the best decisions in real estate. Bad decisions in real estate can cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars. I don't want that for you. So if you're thinking of buying or selling a home in the near future, this is the kind of data you want to watch. Hit that subscribe and stay up on it with me from week to week. I'll see you next week. Thanks for watching with me this week, guys. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.